Hello, I'm Control Rex. You might know me from a previous video of mine that I have made, either being the joke live stream that only lasted like 2 seconds, the failed attempt at playing SCP-SL that I decided to upload anyways, or my two shorts where it's just me stating that I'm looking for content in some form or way. Yes, that does include the extremely annoying one where I actually talk. Uh, I'm going to be reading this book I am writing called The Isle of Ancient Terrors, and it's pretty much just about a bunch of paleontology stuff, like I said in other community posts. So, before we start this up, credit to Dinosaur Database for this image. You thought I was going to do a sponsor, didn't you? No, I'm not that popular yet. Anyways, yeah, credit to Dinosaur Database for this image currently on the screen. And without further ado, let me begin reading. 4.6 billion years ago, the solar system settled in its current placement. The Earth formed. Gravity caused swirling gas and dust to come together, forming the third planet in the solar system, which is now known as Earth. At the time, the Earth was only magma and volcanoes with clouds above them. Those volcanoes formed an atmosphere, although it consisted of hydrogen sulfide, methane, and 200 times more carbon dioxide than present-day levels. 4.5 billion years ago, a smaller planet crashed into the Earth, making the Moon. 3.8 billion years ago, the oceans began to form, from meteors that crashed into the Earth that had ice on them. The ice melted and the gases in the sky let the water fall onto the Earth, creating our oceans, but they had no life. 3.7 billion years ago, the first sign of life appeared on Earth. They were microscopic organisms, though small and insignificant now. Back then, without them, we wouldn't be here. After the emergence of microscopic organisms, Earth's evolutionary journey entered a relatively stable phase. Over the next millions of years, the planet underwent subtle transformations, setting the stage for more significant developments in the history of life. 2.5 billion years ago, the Paleoproterozoic age hit, introducing more diversity to Earth compared to the conditions about 3.7 billion years ago. 2 billion years ago, life forms with organs began appearing. The first multicellular life forms appeared, such as jellyfish, to name an example of them. 535 million years ago, more and more life began appearing, not just amoeba and the occasional creature with organs. Fish, crustaceans, trilobites, and many more creatures began appearing in the Cambrian explosion. 500 million years ago, plants began to colonize the land, making room for creatures to want to go up there. As plants began to colonize the land, providing a habitat for creatures to explore and food for them to eat. 397 million years ago, the first four-legged animals appeared. This is the common ancestor of all living creatures with 2 or 4 legs, including humans. 340 million years ago, the first amphibious creature appeared. 310 million years ago, the four-legged creatures split into 2 groups, not including amphibians, reptiles and mammal-like reptiles. 200 million years ago came the dinosaurs, and so did the first mammals. 150 million years ago, Archaeopteryx, the first bird, appeared in what is today known as Europe. 130 million years ago, the first flowering plants began to evolve. 65 million years ago, a meteor hit the Earth, resulting in all dinosaurs going extinct. Very few things lived this mass extinction, known as the Cretaceous Tertiary mass extinction event. But, by a miracle, something did survive. Small mammals, fish, reptiles, and dinosaurs who began evolving into birds all survived. 60 million years ago, the first early primates appeared. 6.5 million years ago, the first hominids evolved from early primates. 300,000 years ago, the first Homo sapiens evolved in Africa from earlier primates. 299,000 years ago to the modern day, humans colonized the world. Chapter 1. Noises from the Jungle. I closed my eyes while lying in my bed one moment. As I sat there in bed, I thought about what might happen next in my life. My name is Sether Lyons, and I am a 17-year-old Australian boy. I have brown hair that usually covers my brown eyes, and sort of tanned skin, but not too tanned. I didn't stray far from the average white man in skin tone, but who cares about skin tone, really? We're all human in the end. I'd always been a fan of paleontology, made obvious by the stuff in my room: posters, a small fossil collection, and books. None of my friends really understood, but they never judged me for it. It's my special thing, anyways. I usually wear a gray hoodie, blue jeans, gray sneakers, and a string loosely around my neck. I don't know what to do with it. I had gone to bed in them because I was too tired to switch from them to my pajamas. My sister is still alive. Her name is Frieza, and I live with her in Australia. We used to have an Australian shepherd, but he died of old age. His name was Rex. It was a very basic name for a dog. And our parents are dead. I don't know the cause, though they were only in their 40s, so it wasn't of old age. Anyways, enough about me, more about this. Soon enough, while laying there, I fell asleep. When I woke up, it was warm. Very warm. Hot even. Normal for Australia. But I should switch my clothes. So I opened my eyes to a very different scene than usual. It was a jungle. I sat up and looked around. Hello? Anybody there? Where am I? I called out. No response. Everything sounded foreign. The birds, the animals, everything. Not like anything from Australia. I stood up and brushed some leaves off of me. Looked around, the plant looked oversized, like the world was overrun. Then I heard something from the nearby bushes. It was rustling. I turned towards it. Who's there? I said nervously. Even for an Australian, whose stereotype was to be strong and mentally insane, I was scared. Then someone came out of the bushes. It was my friend, Sappho, luckily for me. Sether, there you are. We woke up here and I don't exactly know where here is, but judging by you calling out to find out where here is, you don't know either, Sappho said. But maybe together we can find out? Sappho was a Russian, but not a male. They actually identify as an armored battle toaster for some reason. I didn't know that was possible. Their pronouns are they, them, though. They have pale skin, blue eyes, and black hair, but it's now in a ponytail. Strange. It's been a while since I've seen them, though. They're wearing a black coat with a white t-shirt under, and winter boots. Makes sense. They went back to Russia, like me going back to Australia, but were born in America. They never developed a Russian accent, rather got a more American accent. Sappho is 1 inch shorter than me, with me being 5'10" and Sappho being 5'9". Strange because they're 1 year older than me, being 18. Enough about them, though, more about surviving. Yeah, maybe, I respond to Sappho. When suddenly a chirping noise happens behind me. I turn around and see that it's compsognathus, a small greenish dinosaur, covered in feathers, other than its snout, tail, and legs. This would be revolutionary if I escape. Then Sappho begins following it, talking about it being cute. Aw, look at this little fella. Isn't this one of those dinosaurs? He asked me. It is a dinosaur and one that you shouldn't follow. Don't follow it, I say in response, but it was too late. It had already followed it into the bushes it came from. I could now hear his screams as the pack tore him apart, alive. I heard him calling for help, but what could I do? If I approach them, they'll attack me too. I shed a tear and call out to Sappho. Sorry, but there's nothing I can do, I say before I turn around and run away before I'm next. I regretted leaving him, but what could I have done? It's better that one of us survive this rather than we both die. I kept running until I found a spot that I felt was far enough away. I settled down and regained my breath. I looked around. I need a weapon or else I'll end up like him. And if there's one dinosaur, then there will be more, I thought to myself. I then grabbed a thin, but not too thin, low-hanging branch, and 2 rocks. I sharpened the rocks with each other, then cut the sticks off the branch and sharpened the branch with a rock, making a temporary weapon. But if I want to survive, I'll need to make a better spear. This will work until I can, though. I sighed a sigh of relief, but this branch wouldn't be a good spear for long, especially not against the other creatures, like Tyrannosaurus rex, that would surely kill me if I poke it with a branch. I then got up with my new weapon and went to the closest river I could find. I stepped into the water and caught a small fish. Surprisingly, I found a not extinct one. I guessed this island teemed with extinct creatures and living ones, if my theory is correct, that is. This island must be trapped in time if I can find a perch, which is the fish I found. I think to myself, looking at the perch I caught. I stopped focusing on that, though. I went and made a fire. It was quick. I grabbed some rocks and some branches and sticks, threw them onto something that won't also catch on fire, and began hitting the rocks together in a specific way until a spark hits the branches and sticks. I then kindled the fire and tried to keep it alive, and when I assured it was ready, I began cooking the perch. After a while, a perch was ready to eat. It took multiple failed attempts, but eventually I got the one that it looked like it was cooked the right way. I ate the edible parts and left it there. Night was coming up, but all I could do was leave the fire there. I had no way to put it out. I used some of the stronger vines to climb out a tree, though, where I slept for the night. Hopefully I'll survive to see my sister again. And that was chapter 1 of the Isle of Ancient Terrors. I will be writing more chapters later. This, just as a note, now that we're at the end, I did have to stop recording and edit a few pieces together to make it the best it can, because I was not going to try again with how far I got in a few other times, though I did try again when I failed at the start. But, give reviews, I guess. I don't know. It's your choice. And my book. Yeah. Thanks for watching if you did watch. Uh, Hopefully I find actual content other than just reading a book I'm writing.